Places that we need to pay attention to in Web3 communities.
For some reason, what immediately comes to mind is being kind of dogmatic about what we see as the default values of Web3. So one example that comes to mind is in our DAO, we have elections every season for our working groups. The previous way that we were doing that was we were using Snapshot to do voting for who should be the leads. And we ran into some issues with that because it was on chain, people being afraid to vote because it's a very tight-knit community, and they would see that they didn't vote for someone who they were close with or something because they thought someone else would be a better candidate, and really just disrupted the social fabric of the DAO for a little bit. So we actually have, for this next iteration, have decided to not do on-chain voting because there isn't a system that allows on-chain anonymous voting for ranked choice. I think we should always be questioning or thinking from first principles, I guess, about the way in which we're doing things. If you were to evaluate that situation from a Web3 lens, it would be like, oh, of course, everything needs to be on chain, especially voting, because it's transparent, it's more open. But then you have to think in the context of the way things actually work with a realistic lens. And when you do it from the perspective, it makes things a little more challenging. I would just say thinking in the context of real problems and real considerations, and that only gets more true when you're trying to figure out how to have Web3 adopted by a wider audience, because they're going to be less willing to be dogmatic about the way things are implemented.
I had a huge reaction to so many different parts of that because, I was screaming like zero knowledge. And then you hit me with that also lets us do ranked choice.